WOCB News with Drew B. Kay Bostic, Mike Lindsay with sports, and Jasmine Walker with weather.
Welcome to WOCB News. I'm Kimiko Bostic.
And I'm Andrew Bryant. In national news, during his stop in Oklahoma City, President Obama was greeted by a group of Confederate waving protesters. Police had a group as many as 10 people waving battle flags corralled behind barricades. They were also outnumbered by people who came out to support the president. Obama arrived at Tinker Air Force Base to speak to the crowd for Choctaw Nation in Durant, Oklahoma, where hours earlier, a Southern Pride rally was held across the street. "We don't believe it's a symbol of racism," said Andrew Duncombe, an organizer who calls himself the Black Rebel. The Durant group used the Facebook page Stand by the Flag rally to organize supporters. The president then traveled to Oklahoma City, where he planned to address the Justice Center. This protest stems from the governor of Southern Carolina, Nikki Haley's decision to ban the Confederate flag after Dylan Roof gunned down 9 black churchgoers in the historic Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in June.
With the number of police killings of unarmed civilians growing, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo believes that his appointment of a special prosecutor to handle these cases could work as a national model. During a 20-minute address to the NAACP's National Convention in Philadelphia, Governor Cuomo stated, "What we must address, and we must address now, is the rash of police shootings against unarmed civilians." Last week, the governor appointed Attorney General Eric Schneiderman as a special prosecutor to look into cases where police kill unarmed and other civilians. Cuomo said, "I believe this is going to work in New York," and added, "We did it in New York, and you can do it all across this country. That will go a long, long way."
In Carroll County, Georgia, a 2-year-old girl was left alone with her pregnant mother's dead body after she was murdered in her home. According to police, Captain Chris Dobbs, 36-year-old Nikila Shah Holland was in her bedroom when someone shot her 4 times through her window. Holland's sister and landlord discovered her body the next day at 6:30 p.m., 36 hours after the murder took place. The crying 2-year-old was sitting next to her mother with blood over her feet, but otherwise was okay, said Dobbs. Police also asked anyone with information to contact Carrollton Police at 770-834-4451. Here's Matthew King with a story about a possible serial killer in a small town in Ohio.
King here for WOCB, reporting from Chillicothe, where speculation of a serial killer grows as women go missing. In just over a year, 6 women have gone missing in the small town of 21,000, and 4 of these 6 women have been found dead. Lieutenant Mike Preston of the Ross County Sheriff's Department said the investigation so far has not produced any evidence that the missing females and deceased females are tied to any one person. But in addition to going to some of the same places and knowing some of the same people, the deceased were all found near bodies of water, which is fueling the serial killer theory.
I have an emergency. I found a woman's body in a creek.
Where at?
Wrapped up in a blanket.
2 women, 27-year-old Charlotte Trago and 37-year-old Wanda Lemons, remain missing. If you have any information on this investigation, you may contact the Ross County Sheriff's Office at 740-773-1185. King reporting for WOCB. Back to you in the studio.
A Detroit EMT has been fired for refusing to enter a home to try and save an 8-month-old baby, who ended up dying the next day. EMT Anne-Marie Thomas was less than a mile from the home of Janae Wright Trussell, who is the mother of the 8-month-old child that was in need of medical attention. Thomas never showed up because she was worried that the baby's family would get agitated at responding emergency medical technicians. According to a report we've obtained, Thomas told her boss, "I'm not about to be on no scene 10 minutes doing CPR. You know how these families get." Thomas was just a 2-minute drive from the home, but it took her 6 minutes to get close to it. And then she proceeded to wait 12 minutes until other crew members arrived before going inside. Thomas was pulled from duty immediately after the May 30th incident of insubordination. No criminal charges have been filed. Here's Mike Lindsay with a story on a teen that committed suicide after being online shamed.
This is Mike Lindsay reporting on location near the area that the young girl jumped to her death. The misuse of social media may go on to haunt one Washington father. On Sunday, a video was leaked of 13-year-old Isabel Laxamana being shamed by her father who had cut her hair off. Her father recorded the hair cutting as a disciplinary action to ensure the teen would no longer be disobedient.
Consequences of getting messed up? Man, you lost all that beautiful hair. Was it worth it? How many times did I warn you?
Not long after the video of the young girl was posted to YouTube, the middle schooler jumped to her death off a Tacoma bridge and onto an interstate. She was taken to a Seattle hospital where she died the next day. With nationwide attention and concern now on the troubled teen, Tacoma Police Information Officer Loretta Cool said she hopes people will start standing up, raising their voices, and helping others before it's too late. This is Mike Lindsay reporting for WOCB News. Now back to you guys up in the studio.
Thank you, Mike. A 75-count indictment that was unsealed in federal court accuses more than a dozen members of violent street gang with racketeering conspiracy, murder conspiracy, and attempted murder. On Thursday, police and federal agents said that they disassembled this gang that terrorized residents, made large amounts of money from drug and robberies, and weren't afraid to leave bodies behind. The crew, which is part of the Crip Street gang, is based in East Flatbush neighborhood, which is a section of Brooklyn that sees some of the most violent crimes. 13 defendants were scheduled to be arraigned Thursday afternoon in a Brooklyn federal court. One suspect was arraigned in West Virginia, and the other was to appear in court in Atlanta. Other members remain at large and the investigation continues. Coming up after the break, 2 babies died of heroin overdose in Franklin County, and a suspect has been arrested in the death of a teenager. More of these stories coming up next.
Do you feel sad often? Do you find yourself feeling down for seemingly no reason? Does this feeling persist day after day? Consult your local doctor. You may be a candidate for beer. Regular doses of this medication will have you feeling better in no time. Sadness will finally be a thing of the past. Do not operate heavy equipment while on beer. Do not take while pregnant.
Coming soon to a screen near you. Rated R.
But can your new phone do this?
Hey Dwight, what's up?
Not much, just showing Laurel here the new hologram feature on the Cyberdyne new phone.
Plus all the stuff your current phone does. The Cyberdyne patented display screen can project anything in a full 1080p hologram. The Cyberdyne Genesis Mark 9 only available at licensed Cyberdyne retailers. Earn yours today starting at $899.95 with a 5-year contract. Be a part of the future, Cyberdyne.
Looking for something fun to do? Pack the family up and head to the Ohio State Fair. The Ohio State Fair is one of the largest fairs in the United States. The Ohio State Fair sells 30 different types of food on a stick, ranging from fair favorites like corn dogs, candy apples, and cotton candy. There's more than 100 fun rides and horse shows, 8-acre natural resource park with free kiddie fishing, and much, much more. Adults $10, children 5 to 12, $8, seniors 60 plus $8, kids under 5 free. Time 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. except August 9th until 7.
Welcome back. In Franklin County, police are launching an investigation after the Franklin County coroner released the findings that 2 children under the age of 2 died with traces of drugs in their system. Franklin County Coroner Dr. Anahi Ortiz released her findings Thursday that the 2 children, an 11-month-old and a 14-month-old, died of acute intoxication by the combined effects of heroin and fentanyl. According to the release, the final manner of death in both cases could not be determined, and Columbus police are now investigating. Columbus police detectives already gathered evidence in both cases back in May, and we're waiting on the toxicology report to proceed. Police says the deaths were unrelated and they do not know how the drugs got into their system, but in the case of the 11-month-old, there was evidence that indicated possible drug use in the home. No charges have been filed in either cases, but the tragedy has police officers urging anyone who knows of a child that is living in an unsafe environment where drug use is prevalent to speak up and contact police or child services.
Sad story right there. On Wednesday, a teenager was shot and killed in front of his home. Although police did not officially release the name of the victim, family members have identified him as Jesse Cervantes. He has been shot around 3 p.m. and died less than an hour later at Ohio Health Grant Medical Center late Wednesday night. Columbus police arrested Dustin W. Parsley and charged him with murder and Cervantes' death. 20-year-old Parsley lived on the same Southside neighborhood as Cervantes. The victim's cousin, Nona Matthews, said that Jesse knew Parsley. The victim was shot about a half hour after another person, 24-year-old Marquise Dante Simpson. Simpson was shot in a separate shooting about 3 miles to the northeast. He went to Grant Medical Center in serious condition and expected to survive. No one has been arrested, but police officer Weiner said the two shootings don't appear to be related. Here's Donnell Hilliard with a story on local burglary in Big Walnut community.
Hello, this is Donnell Hilliard reporting for WOCB News. There has been a rash of robberies at the Big Walnut Apartments just feet behind the Ohio Center for Broadcasting on Main Street in Whitehall. Police say several units have been burglarized in the last 3 months and are quite sure that it's being perpetrated by the same suspect. Tenants say they've noticed a lot of activity in some of the units, which tend to bring in a lot of unfamiliar faces.
I was coming home from work, I worked across the street, came home, door was kicked in, wide in, mess everywhere, my TV, my camera, some of my DVDs.
With I-270 just minutes away from the complex, the police say it's an ideal place for would-be criminals to stake out. Anyone with any information that will help them catch the Big Walnut bandits, contact Crime Stoppers at 614-STOP-NOW. This has been Donnell Hilliard reporting for WOCB News, and back to you in the studio.
People living and working along Buckeye Lake believe they've been lied to for months about problems in a dam. New evidence shows state officials kept critical information away from the public for months. For at least 2 months, some state officials knew the content of an Army engineering report calling for drastic changes of Buckeye Lake. State officials chose to keep that report secret from people living around Buckeye Lake. The state agreed to pay $140,000 to the Army to study Buckeye Lake in April 2014. Once the check cleared in June 2014, the Army began coordinating a PR campaign with the state to handle what they called risk communication. We brought the emails to Tim Ryan, president of the Buckeye Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. The total costs to lakeside businesses are unknown, but the Buckeye Lake Region Chamber of Commerce says 18 area businesses spent at least $10,000 to $75,000 each year. Each month that the state did not tell them the lake would be drained. Here's Brett Pugh with a story on an unusual robbery.
Hi, I'm Brett Favre, and I'm here at the Big Walnut convenience store where someone has been stealing something a little unusual. This wasn't your ordinary theft. The suspects had their eye on a particular item, Slim Jims. Apparently, these beef sticks are very delicious because this is the 3rd time this week the theft has happened. The store clerk refused to be on camera, but told us he thinks this is a part of a major crime ring. Each theft had a different suspect who ran off with the whole box right off the counter. As the clerk turned his back to get them another item, they were gone with the Slim Jims. The store owner says, from now on, the snack will be securely locked behind a glass case. If anyone has any tips, please call the Columbus Police Department. Reporting live from the Big Walnut convenience store, I'm Brett Favre with OCB News.
Thank you, Brett, for that interesting story. Now here's Matthew King with a story on the surprising increase in the retirement of teachers around the Columbus area.
This is King reporting for WOCB. When your kids head back to school this fall, they may be surprised by the lack of familiar faces. Thousands of Ohio teachers are choosing to put down their chalk and picking up checks instead. Jackie Minot taught science at Northmont High School for 33 years, and she's one of the teachers deciding to hang it up this summer.
A lot of people who started at Northmont is leaving due mostly to the same reasons as myself. Mostly because of the testing environment. The emphasis on testing kind of took away from the time I was able to do good and long-term experiments. And I wasn't having as much fun doing that in that kind of environment. Time to move on and let the young kids get into that battle.
King reporting for WOCB. Back to you guys in the studio.
And thank you, King, for that story. It's surprising that a lot of retirement people are retiring from Columbus Public Schools.
I know. I mean, it has you thinking. Has it something to do with the kids and the structure that they're receiving at home to making Columbus teachers not want to teach at the school?
Yeah, I don't know. But coming up next, we have weather with Jasmine Walker.
Welcome to the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, Central Ohio's best fix for hands-on training for all aspects of broadcasting. Our instructors are currently working in the field. We have administrators dedicated to finding your best shot for job placement. OCB is located on the east side of Columbus near I-270 at 5330 East Main Street in Columbus. Call 614-655-5250 for your tour of our campus. Ohio Center for Broadcasting. How do you want to be heard?
Jeremiah Owens claims he's the most trustworthy candidate. But according to a friend of his cousin's neighbor, witnessed him kick a kitten.
Just do it!
Is this really who you want as GA of the year?
So vote for me. It's like voting for Django. I will not harm a cat. I am Aaron. And I approve this message.
Paid for by the Aaron Jordan for GA of the Year Committee.
Here you go.
All right. Give me all your money.
Oh my God.
Hey, you. Out here. Now.
Why aren't you scared?
This is the third time this week this has happened.
Need to get away? Visit spacetravel.net for deals on flights, hotels, and car rentals. Spacetravel.net, our deals are out of this world.
If you're bored, it's probably because you're a loser. Get up and do something with yourself. Visit getoffthecouch.com for more information. Only you can save yourself from boredom.
This bitch about to know what nice dudes also.
And welcome back to WOCB News. Here's Matthew King with a story on a benefit thrown by Earl Bruce.
King reporting from the Buckeye Bar and Grill from downtown Columbus. Last Friday evening, famed former coach for Ohio State spoke at a benefit for Miss Savannah Clifton. Savannah was recently diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and is currently undergoing treatment at the Mount Carmel Cancer Center in Columbus, Ohio. The benefit raised over $15,000 for Savannah to help with her fight.
If you raise your hand rather quickly. If you don't, I'm done talking. I've said enough. But I tell you what, back there we have some pictures. And we're putting them up for Savannah to raise money. And I appreciate you looking at them and doing what you can do. That's a good way. She's a good person, or I wouldn't be here.
We here at WOCB wish Savannah a speedy recovery. This is Matt for WOCB. Back to you.
Here's Mike Lindsay with a story on the most recent class to graduate from the Ohio Center for Broadcasting.
Hello, this is Mike Lindsay. Today we're here at the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, where the July Nights class is set to graduate.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. He saw the best.
Oh, wow. This is really a proud moment. I think it's really the culmination of a lot of hard work on the part of the students and the staff, and just making sure that people are going to be ready. This is a very dynamic business, and it's very competitive. So we want to make sure that the students have the fundamentals that they need, and also be able to tap into that creativity, because that's going to be important as well. So to get to this point of graduation, this is not the ending, but it's really the beginning of what I think will be some fine careers for a lot of people in the class.
Thank you, Kirk. We appreciate your time. Reporting live here at the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, this is Mike Lindsay for WOCB. Back to you guys up in the studio.
Thank you, Mike Lindsay. A proposed Ohio marijuana legalization amendment could initially fall short of the number of signatures required to qualify for the fall ballot. But Ian James, executive director of Reasonable Ohio, guaranteed on Friday that his organization would gather sufficient additional names during a 10-day grace period. Of the 5 boards checked, Lucas County has the lowest validation rate, at 38.7%, followed by Hamilton, 39.3%, Cuyahoga, 42.5%, Franklin, 43.4%, and Montgomery, 43.8%. Board officials said most signatures were thrown out because signers listed wrong address or were registered to vote, but some didn't list any address, used a false or illegible signature, or left lines blank. Any anti-monopoly issue passed by the state legislature also will appear on the November 3rd ballot. If approved, it could cancel out Responsible Ohio proposal by banning any issue that establishes any economic monopoly from being amended into the Ohio Constitution. Speaking of smoking, how's the weather looking out there, Jasmine?
Well, for tonight, expect cloudy skies with humid temperatures and a 40% chance of rain, mainly in the early morning hours. The temperature will remain around 78 degrees until morning. For tomorrow, it's going to be a pleasant forecast. Well, have a partly cloudy skies with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 59 degrees. On Tuesday, it's going to be partly sunny and comfortable with showers developing late in the afternoon. Temperatures are expected to reach a high of 79 degrees again and a low of 58 degrees. Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high around 72 degrees and a low around 62 degrees. There will be a northwest wind, roughly 5 to 8 miles per hour. This is the perfect weather to wear a light jacket or a fleece if you're out and about. For Thursday, it will be mostly sunny with a high near 80 degrees. West winds are around 8 miles per hour. Thursday nights is going to be partly cloudy with a low around 62 degrees. West winds around 6 miles per hour. Showers are likely on Friday with thunderstorms possible after 5 p.m. Clouds will increase with a high near 77 degrees. Northwest winds around 6 miles per hour coming from the north in the evening. Chance of precipitation is 60%. Rainfall amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch are expected. Higher amounts are possible if thunderstorms pop up. You don't want to be the one caught without an umbrella. Friday night, there is a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 8 p.m. Skies are going to be partly cloudy with a low around 63 degrees. North winds around 6 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 30%. Saturday will be mostly sunny with a high near 73 degrees. Saturday night, on the other hand, will be mostly cloudy with a low around 62. Sunday has a chance of showers after 10 a.m. It will be mostly cloudy with a high near 78 degrees. Rain is possible with a chance of precipitation at 50%. Monday has a chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 82 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 30%. There is also a chance of showers. Monday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a low around 69 degrees. Chance of precipitation, 30%. Tuesday is supposed to be mostly sunny with a high near 85 degrees. Tuesday is set to be partly cloudy with a low around 69 degrees. And that's our 7-day forecast. I'm Jasmine Walker. Now back to Kamiko and Andrew.
Ooh, that weather.
Thank you, Jasmine. Coming up after the break, sports with Mike Lindsay.
Have you ever had a thirst you're just yearning to quench? Well, you're looking at the wrong commercial because we do more than that. We give you the drink of your life. That's legal. Jazz Sprunk gives you incredible strength in moments of drinking it. Jazz Sprunk makes you cooler in seconds. Not cool like it's summer and you need to cool down. Cooler like you're a celebrity with a new hit song. Jazz Sprunk even makes you want to slap your knee because how good it is. Jazz Sprunk, just for $4.99.
Are you tired of being alone? Looking for someone to go to the park with? Don't know how to meet people? Well, what if you can meet someone on the bench? With over 1 million single people with nothing to do but sit on the bench. What other way is there to be social? Imagine holding hands, swinging on the swings, even having a picnic. Don't just sit there and think about it. Go to meetonthebench.com. What else do you have to do?
You should really wish for a bottle of Newgate.
That sounds good. I wish I had a bottle of Newgate. Oh my God. So Newgate contains a little bit of sweat, a little bit of urine. All right, mother. Hit the boom mic. Hit the boom mic, huh? You like that, huh? Check 1, 2, check.
Are you lonely? Do you lack social interaction? Are you in need of a friend?
have to ask you a personal question. Have you ever had that not so fresh feeling, down there?
I sure do, son. That's why I use Summer Steve.
Why Summer Steve?
Because that's what my doctor recommends.
Summer Steve for a naturally fresh feeling. Only Summer Steve has 2 vinegar and water douches, pure extra cleansing, and a whiff of potpourri when you need it. Summer Steve, trusted by more men than any other brand.
Welcome back to WOCB News. Now let's take it back to Mike with sports.
All right, ESPN and Colin Cowherd have announced Cowherd will be leaving the network after a decade of services. Cowherd hosted the ESPN Radio and co-hosted the popular ESPN2 program Sports Nation with Michelle Beadle. Cowherd has reportedly been in talks with Fox Sports and is leaning their way for a new deal. ESPN did offer Cowherd a new deal, but the Fox Sports deal must be just too good to pass up. Other ESPN personalities not returning this year are Keith Olbermann and Bill Simmons. ESPN has also lost a total of 3.2 million viewers in the past year, mainly due to online streaming. And the Buckeyes opened up their 2015 football season September 7th at 8 p.m. against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia, where the undisputed national champs will be ready for the Hokies' Bear defense this year. JT Barrett has a full year of experience leading the Buckeyes to the Big Ten championship game. Cardell Jones has more important games under his belt, and a healthy Braxton Miller coming back is hungrier than ever to pick up his 3rd Silver Football Award. With a 3-headed beast for a quarterback, the Hokies' Bear defense has no chance. The game will be held on Monday, this Labor Day, and will be the finale of the first weekend of college football this year. Also locally, the Columbus Blue Jackets have signed a deal with the Cleveland area Lake Erie Monsters of the American Hockey League for a minor league deal. This deal ends the deal the Jackets had with the Springfield Falcons and ends the deal the Monsters had with the Colorado Avalanche. The Monsters are owned by Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert and play in Quicken Loans Arena. And here's a good shocker for you. Ronda Rousey wins ESPN's ESPY for the year's best fighter over Floyd Mayweather. What happened in her speech is even more shocking. During her acceptance speech, Rousey said, "I wonder how Floyd feels about being beat by a woman," remarks with a subtle hint towards Floyd's domestic violence issues in the past. Rousey also went on to say, "I'd like to see you pretend you don't know who I am now," and that's referring to comments Floyd said back in 2014 about not knowing who she was. Rousey, the 5'7", 135-pound MMA fighter, definitely not holding back punches like a certain boxing champ we all know. And that's this week in sports for WOSU. WOCB, going to throw it back to Andrew and Kamiko.
Thank you, Mike. Busy week in sports, huh?
I know. I'm excited. I already got my tickets. Do you have yours?
I'm trying to get my tickets. Maybe I'll just go with you.
Well, I don't know. Hey, viewers, what do you think? Should I take them? I don't think so, Drew.
Well, with nice weather this week, it's been a nice week. Nice working.
Definitely. Thank you for tuning in. That's your news for tonight. I'm Kamiko Bostic.
And I'm Andrew Bryan with your Cap City News. Have a good night, Columbus.